Hi, I'm Steve,
Hi, I'm Isabel.
and we are Ferm ID Farm. Today we are breaking away from canning, and we will be baking a cake, a zucchini cake. It's just another way that we can put up, preserve, and store um, our fresh produce. All right, so we'll get right at it. So, as per the intro, the zucchini cake we'll be making, that's an awful lot of zucchini, you're thinking, for one zucchini cake. But generally, when we bake something, we'll make a double batch. So that way, we can eat fresh right away and take the extra one, say if it's a cake, and put it in the freezer for later because it's hard to come by zucchini cake, fresh zucchini, anyways, in November, December, January, whatever. But we also do at the same time bag into portions some shredded zucchini, so that way we can still do it. So this way of preservation is just freezing an extra cake. We're already doing it, so we're gonna do it. All right.
So can you put the oven at 350, please?
Yeah. So we will preheat the oven.
And
350.
I need 3 eggs in each bowl, please. I already put half a cup of how you call it? Ground almond.
Ground almond flour.
So in the bowl, and I will put 3 eggs and 3 eggs. So.
This is a recipe that it's nothing spectacular or fancy, but it's one that our little humans like, and it disappears quick enough. You can do this again with any kind of zucchini cake or any kind of cake, cookies. Instead of just making one little batch, make a whole big bunch and then put them all up. Already got eggshells in there.
Yeah.
There, 1, 2, 3.
And it's my hand.
The eggshells we wind up always either putting into the compost or we set them out and they dry out for the chickens to deal with. It's just extra added calcium for them. All right.
So sugar, it's gonna be 1.5 in each cake. So
1.5 cups.
In 1,000 me.
Yeah. I'll let you deal with that. Good enough.
No, a little bit more.
Okay. Make it a big half.
No. Yeah. This one is the bio.
At the same time, we're going through some of our old videos, and we know that our following isn't horribly big or anything of the sort. But for those that do make it this far, I'm not a technological wizard, whereas editing, I do everything right on my phone. So my editing skills are not there, but at the same time, there's an awful lot of dead space or boring laps. So if whoever is watching can make some sort of suggestion as to something a little more controversial to talk about when we're doing these things, just as topic, because it's no politics, no religion, okay? And it's something that everybody can get along with, even if it's something along the lines of, how would the world have turned out better if it was Pinky and the Brain who took over, or if Earthworm Jim was actually a really bad guy and he got that power suit and he decided to take over the world. Who would have been a better global power? Maybe not that, but for example. All right.
I don't know if you are like us, but when they are on special, what I do is I take my cream cheese and I put it in the freezer. So I already all the time have some to cook.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of cream cheese in this
recipe. I let it thaw. So I put one in each recipe because we make 2 cakes. So, or I don't know if I'm gonna make muffin with one. I don't know. I'm thinking, yeah, why not?
And the cream cheese, you don't need to get the big fancy
Here is the
expensive brands that are always more expensive. You can get the generic brand as well, because you will not notice any difference whatsoever when it's baked like this.
yeah.
The reason also too, like another reason why some of our videos are kind of long-winded and it shows all of the tedious little details is because the thing about YouTube is that, you know, everybody, and this is something I believe, is that it's show, don't tell, or tell but show. And so the reality is, even when we're chopping up all these peppers and the whatever, it doesn't matter what, that's all a part of the fun. So what instruction would be complete, you know, if you're only getting half the truth? And this is, you know, a part of a lot of these other YouTubers. They just make everything just look tickety boo and easy peasy, and you know, oh, like you can just do it on Sunday morning before going to wherever you have to go to on Sunday mornings. Now, yeah, it does work like that, but there is a lot of tedium and monotony in it all, and that's the reality. Um, Through the course of the summer, we managed to bump into, unbeknownst to us, um, somebody who has sat down and watched all of our videos, somebody local to us, or local enough anyways. And he said, and it's he only said that he saw us by accident, and he knew us through what we do professionally. But he said, like, well, I'm afraid of this, or you know, like, can you do this? Like, so give us suggestions as to what, like, you know, this one gentleman in question, he said that he's got a pressure canner, he's had it for a while, but he's afraid to use it just because, you know. So like, do you need to be shown? Like, say something, write a message to us there. You know, like, yeah, let's do something on pressure cannon. We can go back to the very basics, 101, whatever you want. You know, like, make the suggestions in the comments. Anything, everything. Like, we're a game, we're open. All right, we're not gonna, you know, be extreme. You know, but if there's something that you would like or want, let us know. You know, and by profession, we are, or by trade, we are ornamental horticulturalists. All right. So we know our plants, we know our flowers, we know gardening. We're not experts. Okay. Anything that we say cannot be held as scripture. It's not in stone. Do your research just like everybody else should.
So, là, ce que je voulais vous dire, c'est que aussi, on a parti le four à 350. Ce que j'ai fait, c'est qu'on a mis 3 œufs. J'ai mis une demi-tasse de poudre d'amande que tu peux acheter chez Costco, n'importe où. Puis, on a mis un paquet de fromage à la crème dans chaque recette. Puis là, je vais rajouter 2 tasses de... Non, 3 tasses de farine. So,
3 cups of regular flour.
Yeah. So, that's what I'm gonna do. And you see le fait que I put some butter, so it's gonna be more. It's not going to stick on this one. And
you greased your pan.
Yeah, I greased my pan. I know Steve hates when I do that, but this is the way I do it.
And this is the size of the pan. It's 9 inches. It's a 9-inch pan.
So 1, 2, 3.
Something that's funny about Isabel when she cooks or bakes is the measure is always exact.
Yeah. 2, 3. Je pense que c'est parce que je suis horticultrice ornementale puis que j'ai appris à faire mes mesures. C'est pour ça que je suis comme ça. Hein. Je sais pas. Je fais peut-être un peu de perfectionniste. I don't know.
No, it could be because too with the growing stuff and
In the greenhouse.
dosing stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So.
There's always
even in
measuring
the orchard.
in the orchard, you know,
Yeah,
it's always
it was-
measuring and
Yeah, measuring and
and
measuring.
it has to be just like so for
So.
whatever pesticide.
Fait que là, t'es parti de mes courgettes.
I didn't
Sont
touch
où?
them right here.
Ah! J'en ai besoin de 2 tasses. Fait que, tu sais, tiens, prends les dons, fais les dons. Après ça, c'est... Je vais faire le sucre qui est fait, pas de répandre. Puis après ça, tu mettras une tasse de... So, 2 cups in each. 2 tasses de courgettes dans chaque. Puis moi, ce que j'aime faire, c'est que l'hiver, j'ai râpe. Puis je sais que j'ai besoin de 2 tasses dans ma recette. Fait que je mets ça déjà dans des sacs, des petits sacs Ziploc ou des petits baggies là, pour la congélation. Puis je mets 2 tasses dedans. Fait que j'en ai...
They're all getting a little bit extra.
Hey!
There. It's more fun
Keep
like
it for the soup.
Okay.
Bon.
Made with love.
Yeah.
I'm just going to eat it.
Fait que là, je vais mettre une tasse d'huile végétale. Fait que one... how you call it?
Cup?
1 cup of vegetable oil. What I like about that recipe is I'm just gonna mix at the end. It's my lazy recipe. Don't want to do too much dishes.
It's all going into the same pot anyways, and it's all going to the same place. And you're all done with the flour?
Yeah, I'm done.
I'll leave it right here.
No, I'm done. Bon. Là, ça prend la poudre à pâte 15 millilitres. Fait que une cuillère à soupe.
A tablespoon
Of
baking powder.
baking powders, ou in French. I know Steve is not looking. Après ça, ça prend une cuillère à thé.
A teaspoon.
De bicarbonate de soupe.
La petite
Ou
vache.
5 millilitres.
Baking soda. Yeah.
Me, I like to keep it in a bag like that and just use my box to...
Scrape off the excess. And the thing with putting it in a bag like that too is it's got that natural want to absorb smells and odors and flavors from around, or even to absorb moisture. When it's in a bag like that, it stays pretty
my
pure.
My box is mostly done, so
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to get a new one pretty soon. You know, you try to show and such the end. Chance que ça peut être coupé, hein? Une cuillère dans chaque. Après ça, la muscade puis du sel, c'est 5 millilitres dans chaque pour une cuillère à thé. Steve, regarde pas.
Not a grain more.
Non.
teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of nutmeg. See, it's funny, it's how off camera 99.9% of the time, this is how we interact with each other all the time, is that she's always speaking French and I'm always speaking English, and we don't even realize it when we do it, and people will look at us like it is commonplace just the same. But for those that don't know, we don't even realize one or the other is doing that to each other. It's just so common for us that we just adapted to it.
Fait que le vanille, c'est 5 ml ou une cuillère à thé. And you know, it's fun because you buy it at Costco, it's much cheaper.
The vanilla.
Yeah. Si tu l'achètes chez Costco, c'est pas mal moins cher.
We haven't really gotten to the point yet where we want to start buying beans and soaking them in vodka. It's a teaspoon of vanilla in each.
Yeah. Here.
No.
So the recipe is 3 œufs, une tasse et demie de sucre, une tasse de fromage à la crème ou un paquet, une cuillère à thé d'essence de vanille, 3 tasses de farine, une cuillère à soupe de poudre à pâte, une cuillère à thé de bicarbonate de soude, une cuillère à thé de sel, une cuillère à thé de muscade, une demi-tasse de noix, ou moi j'ai pris les amandes
en
poudre. Après ça, une tasse d'huile végétale puis 2 tasses de courgettes. Fait que ça, c'est la recette du gâteau. Là, on va le mélanger, puis après ça, ben, c'est de le mettre dans le moule puis le faire cuire pour 1 heure.
At the beginning, she said she put in the ground up almond powder. Now, the recipe does call for nuts, walnuts, or I don't know what. Anyways, big chunks. Now, it's also to remember that we have to feed a toothless neighbor. So the big lumpy nuts, they're hard on them. So we eliminate those and we put in the powdered almonds. And what that does instead is, you get more of the nut in there. The nutrition is there, all the fiber is still there. It's all still there. The taste is more so there. All right, so now she's got to beat the bejesus out of these things. Or I guess she's waiting for me to do it.
No.
Okay.
Just try to clean my mess. Je pense qu'on va être obligé de faire des muffins. Tu veux-tu faire des muffins?
Sure.
Prends un gros moule. Là. Puis la recette, ben, si vous voulez savoir, ça vient du livre Qu'est-ce qu'on mange, volume 2. C'est un livre de recettes que j'ai eu,
C'est
que j'ai acheté.
C'est une vieille affaire. Yeah.
Ouais, c'est assez vieux, là. Je pense que c'est date des années 90, je crois. Là. Mais je pense que c'était fait par les... comment que ça s'appelait? Le nom ne vient pas, là, mais...
Madame Benoit?
Non, c'était pas Madame Benoît, c'était... Tu sais, c'est les fermières. Les
Nurses,
fermières,
doctors. Another really super fantastic thing about this recipe too is that they do make really good muffins. We know. And again, when they're in the freezer, it just saves time sometimes in the mornings. They're healthy, they're good. Just to take them out and put them on the table, and little humans really, really, really like them for breakfast. All right?
Tiens, Steve, tu veux venir le mettre dans le... C'est vrai, j'ai la...
Spatula.
Ouais, la spatule, mais je vais sortir le sel pour les boules à crème glacée.
Oh, just a spoon will do good.
Mm-hmm.
Just a spoon. Don't have to be fancy about it.
Non. Ça va bien mieux pour voir.
Just to make sure it goes into all the little nooks and crannies.
Je me rappelle jamais combien que c'est.
I don't know. Muffins?
Ah ouais, je
Or
sais
how
que
much
c'est.
time in the
Ouais.
oven?
C'est quand j'ai fait, c'est parce que je vérifie.
Okay, that's that. This is a part of the tedium of, like anybody knows, filling these things up.
Oh,
But it's
moi,
got to be
c'est
done. Showing, not just telling.
Ah. Je vais rajouter. Je trouve que je n'ai pas assez. C'est pas parfait, là, de toute façon. Mais au moins, ça va être bon.
So here we are, just shortly more than an hour later. We have a cake and 23 muffins. The muffins took about half an hour for each set. We could only fit a dozen in at a time. And the cake took the whole hour. As far as a topping goes or an icing or what have you, the book recommends a simple icing like with lemons or some sort of lemon based icing. It's good. You could even like wind up, if you really wanted to, wind up putting some lemon zest in with the batter before you cook them, even then it would still taste really, really good. Otherwise, you could smear on some peanut butter if you wanted to, whatever you want, any kind of icing if you really wanted to. We don't. We just eat it just like that. Usually, half the time when the little humans are here, they barely have time to cool down, the muffins, anyways, and they start disappearing. They're good just the way they are. All right. Anything else to add?
No, I don't think so. And no, comme qu'il disait, peut-être tu peux mettre un frosting au citron avec du sucre, du beurre, des zestes de citron, farine, jus de citron.
That's it.
Ouais, puis faire
even a sauce,
une
like
petite sauce pour mettre sur-dessus des gâteaux. Mais nous autres, on n'a souvent même pas le temps de le faire, puis ils sont à peu près disparus. Ils sont chauds, puis ils disparaissent au fur et à mesure.
Really
Fait que c'est ça, vous pouvez le faire, ou encore rajouter un peu de zeste de citron dans la recette. T'sais, ça aussi, ça serait bon. Comme Steve lui dit, peut-être rajouter du beurre d'arachide. Mais c'est un peu bizarre, mais...
At any rate. Okay, well, that'll be that for now. Until next time, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And like and subscribe if you can. All right?
Merci.
Bye.
Bye.